The year was 2080, and humanity was on the brink of extinction. The last world war had ravaged the planet, leaving it uninhabitable for human life. The only hope for humanity was a massive spaceship, built to preserve the species until the Earth could be restored to its former glory. The ship had been in orbit for 30 years, with its population of 10,000 humans living in a self-sustaining ecosystem, waiting for the day when they could return to the planet they once called home. The ship, named the Ark, was a massive vessel, stretching over 10 kilometers in length and 5 kilometers in width. It was equipped with state-of-the-art technology that allowed it to sustain life in the harsh conditions of space. The Ark was powered by a fusion reactor, which provided enough energy to sustain the ship's population for centuries to come. The crew of the Ark was made up of scientists, engineers, and other highly skilled individuals who were responsible for maintaining the ship's complex systems. They had dedicated their lives to the survival of humanity and had worked tirelessly to ensure that the ship remained operational. As the days passed on the spaceship, Alice and Jack became increasingly aware that something was not right. Strange reports of crew members becoming ill and aggressive started to trickle in, and soon enough, it became clear that the ship was infected with a deadly virus. The crew frantically tried to contain the outbreak, but it was too late. The virus spread like wildfire, infecting crew members left and right. Panic and chaos consumed the ship as the infected crew members turned into mindless zombies, attacking and killing anyone in their path. Alice and Jack knew they had to act fast if they were to survive. They quickly gathered supplies and weapons and tried to protect the remaining uninfected crew members. But the infected were too numerous and too strong. As the situation became more dire, Alice and Jack came up with a plan to get off the ship. They would take a small cargo ship and leave the infected crew behind, hoping to find a cure on Earth. However, as they prepared to leave, they were confronted by a group of infected crew members. Alice and Jack fought with everything they had, determined to protect the remaining crew members and make their escape. The battle was intense and grueling, but in the end, Alice and Jack emerged victorious. They made their way to the cargo bay and launched the ship, leaving the infected spaceship behind. As they hurtled towards Earth, they knew that their journey was far from over. They still had to find a way to survive on the planet and find a cure for the virus. Despite the harrowing experience they had just been through, Alice and Jack never lost hope. They were determined to survive and help others do the same, no matter what the cost. They knew that the fate of humanity rested on their shoulders, and they were willing to do whatever it took to save their species. As they hurtled towards Earth, they braced themselves for a rough landing. The woman, named Alice, had been a scientist on the Ark, and the man, named Jack, had been a soldier. They were the only survivors of the outbreak, and they knew that they were facing a daunting challenge. They landed in a remote area of the planet, far from the radiation zones that had made the Earth uninhabitable. As they emerged from the cargo ship, they were stunned to see that the Earth was starting to recover. The air was breathable, and there was evidence of plant and animal life. They knew that they had a chance to start over, to build a new life together. But they also knew that they were not alone. The infected had spread to Earth, and they were still out there, waiting to attack. Alice and Jack began to explore their new surroundings, searching for a place to call home. They soon came across a small community of survivors, who had managed to build a life for themselves in the aftermath of the war. The community welcomed them with open arms, and they were grateful for the chance to start over. As they settled into their new life, Alice and Jack began to notice something strange. They had both been infected with the virus on the Ark, but they had not turned into zombies. They had developed an immunity to the virus, something that no one else on Earth seemed to have. Realizing that they could be the key to saving humanity, Alice and Jack set out to find a cure. They knew that they would need to work fast, as the infected were closing in on their community. They scoured the planet for any clues that could help them find a cure, working day and night to uncover the secrets of the virus. Finally, after months of research, they made a breakthrough. They discovered that the virus had been engineered by the military during the war, as a weapon to wipe out the enemy. But something had gone wrong, and the virus had mutated, turning on its creators and spreading out of control. Alice and Jack worked tirelessly to develop a cure for the virus, using their immunity to create a serum that could protect others from becoming infected. They managed to synthesize the serum and distribute it to the survivors in their community, who were all relieved to finally have a fighting chance against the infected. With the cure in hand, Alice and Jack set out to find other survivors, hoping to help them as well. They traveled across the planet, facing countless dangers along the way, but their determination to save humanity never wavered. As they traveled, they encountered other survivors, some of whom had already been infected. Alice and Jack used the serum to cure those who recently been affected, and slowly but surely, They began to build a network of communities, all working together to rebuild civilization. Years passed, and Alice and Jack became legends among the survivors. They were hailed as heroes, the saviors of humanity, and their legacy lived on long after they had passed away. The planet recovered, and life on Earth began anew. Cities were rebuilt, and the scars of the war were slowly but surely erased. The survivors never forgot the sacrifices that had been made to preserve their species, and they vowed never to let history repeat itself. In the end, it was the human spirit that prevailed. Despite the horrors they had faced, the survivors never gave up hope, never stopped fighting for a better future. And in the end, they succeeded, building a new world from the ashes of the old, thanks to the bravery and determination of two unlikely heroes. As Alice and Jack looked out at the sunrise over their new home, they felt a sense of peace and hope wash over them. They had come so far, faced so much, but they had never given up. As they turned to each other, Alice spoke the words that summed up their journey. Through the darkness, we found the light. Through the fear, we found courage. And through the ashes, we found hope. We may have lost so much, but we gained something far greater, the chance to start anew and build a better world for us all.